Today we are going to discuss about the Government of India Act 1919. It is also known as Montagu-Chelmsford Reform. Edwin Samuel Montagu was the Secretary of State for India, whereas Lord Chelmsford was the Viceroy of India. The Act of 1919 extended the reforms, that is parliamentary and democratic reforms, which had begun with the Act of 1909 or Morley Minto reform. To remember this act, the Government of India Act 1919, all you have to do is remember two words, bicameralism and diarchy. Now, let us understand what is bicameralism and what is diarchy. By 1919 Act, for the first time, the imperial legislature, that is the legislature in center, was divided into two houses, that is bicameralism. Now, let me make you a chart to explain you the points further. So, here we have the Government of India Act 1919. At top we have imperial legislature, and then we have provincial legislature. Students should understand that by imperial legislature I mean the legislature which was in center. As such, it had the jurisdiction of making law for the whole India, and whereas provincial legislature were those legislature which were situated in the province, and they had the jurisdiction of making law for only their respective province. So, in imperial legislature we now had bicameralism, that is two houses, and the structure of two houses were, first, in the upper house we had majority of officials, but in the lower house we had majority of elected members. So, when a student understands or reads the Government of India Act 1919, he also has to see that by the Government of India Act, for the first time now we had direct election in the lower house. So, let us understand now, since we have already understood what is bicameralism, let us try and understand what is diarchy in provincial legislature. When we look at provincial legislature, in province now we had diarchy. By diarchy, it means that though in provincial legislature the members were elected, the executive was now divided into two branches. The first branch had officials or councillors who were directly appointed by the Crown. The second branch had elected members chosen from the legislature. The topic or the subject on which the laws were made were further divided into two separate lists. The first list was reserved list. As per this list, the subjects such as judiciary, defence and revenue were those subjects on which the members or only official members of executive could make law. The next list was called transferred list. This list had subjects such as education, agriculture, and the elected members were given the right to make law in this list. However, the drawback was that even when the laws were made on transfer list, the governor had the right either to accept the suggestion or reject it. With Government of India Act 1919, the policy of separate electorate was further extended to Sikh community as well. The other drawback of this act was that the election was also held in a restricted manner. It means that universal adult franchise was not practiced. Only those people who paid a certain portion of tax could come and cast their vote.